Hi everyone, this is Team Athena with our final presentation of our app, Chronic Control. Chronic illnesses have become more frequent over the past decade. Patients with chronic illnesses consult their physicians 2 to 6 times a year on average and are asked about their symptoms since their last visit. Many patients have noted that they struggle to accurately track their symptoms and have turned to online applications to aid them. The problem is that there are no current applications that are geared to help children track their illnesses, even though there are approximately 20 million children in the US today that have a chronic illness. We aim to address this problem by creating an engaging and child-friendly app to track medical symptoms. To see how we can most greatly benefit our target users, which are parents and chronically ill children, we used a combination of research and community outreach. Our research showed a few key findings. Firstly, that survival and overall health were greater in those that track their symptoms. Secondly, that many did not track their symptoms because it felt too chore-like and caused negative emotions. We then sent a questionnaire to parents of children with chronic illness and learned that most parents were concerned with how they were currently tracking their child's symptoms and wanted a more concrete outlet for them to do so. We used all of our feedback and research to create our designs. We first made a few different storyboards to test different ways to engage children and different ways to have them record symptoms. After peer review feedback, we ended up choosing our third storyboard design. This design flows like a children's storybook, with a character that guides them through the narrative. This makes it easy for them to follow along and understand the purpose of the app, and remove some of the emotionally difficult language of traditional tracking apps. Our method for symptom tracking was tapping on the part of the body on the screen that matches where your body hurts. This allows children to express the pain without words or knowing any medical terms. There is a game presented after a symptom is recorded to make it fun and less like a chore to do. The walkthrough begins by asking you if you're a first-time user if you've used the system before. If you've never used the system, you'll begin by meeting the astronaut Ollie, and he will tell you about how the system works. He first asks if you want to be an astronaut, and then lets you know that he is the head of the Space Training Center and he makes sure everyone is okay to fly. If you don't feel good, you tell him what hurts and he reports it to Mission Control. We created this storyline to make a fun way to introduce it to children without it being too complex and something they would enjoy doing. Once you've gotten past the tutorial, it asks if you're ready for an adventure, but first you must go through the checkup to get into your spacesuit. The checkup entails of clicking on the button that matches where you don't feel good on the body. Once you do so, you're taken to a game where you're allowed to fly the rocket ship and go on your space adventure. There's also a fully functioning menu that has a range of important options. The first one is the Get Help button. This sends a notification to the parent that they need urgent help and can be customized. The next is the Start Game button, and this brings you back to the game. We added this feature so that there is an incentive to record a fake symptom just to get to the gameplay, since you can do it without recording any symptoms. There's also data features for the parents. This shows how the symptoms are tracked and recorded and can be shown to doctors to help make medical decisions. There's also an increased visibility page to add things like changing the font, inverting the color, and different languages. These features were all added to make it even more accessible and help expand the range of users who can interact with our product. We conducted a heuristic evaluation, a cognitive walkthrough, a predictive model, and a think aloud and retrospective interview. These evaluations helped us learn what worked well and what could be improved upon. We learned that we were able to successfully present users with a simple and fun and overall effective interface as shown through our testing. Our testing also highlighted flaws that would need to be changed in the future steps, such as an underdeveloped set of parent features and not enough direction and confirmation pages throughout the game. The first task for future semesters would be to extend the child's instructional walkthrough to include the main menu options and to add a communication and advanced data options to the parent page. One of the greatest challenges we faced was the global pandemic that started in the middle of our semester. We were no longer able to do our weekly meetups, and we all had different schedules and different computer access. To combat this, we used our GroupMe, House Party, and Trello to keep track of the assignments and collaborate. For many of us, this was our first time working with a team to complete a project of this scale. At first, there were bumps in the road as we figured out how to make sure we cover the task and when we all have a say in the project. We soon learned the value of collaboration, and every single idea we had was created by everyone building on ideas together. We are all proud of how much we were able to accomplish this semester and how we were able to apply our skills to the project as we learned them.